Bob, not the student's real name, repeated pre-algebra in his 9th grade year, with ending at a below average level. He is now taking Algebra 1 in his 10th grade year and performed at first semester at a below average level. His instruction was adapted, and he is now above average student. He was giving a learning assessment and was found out that he is a verbal learner, which means he has to physically talk to himself the problem. He gets confused having to work out problems on paper. He is now understanding how to do problems and now performing at an above average level, even though his achievement is not indicating a learning disability. He is a student at risk. He needs some adaptation and instruction. So the question we must ask here, what about Bob? There are students in our school that are at risk and would benefit from instructional adaptation. We will go over problems of student at risk and learn about the solution of that. Of instructional adaptation. There's 3 points that I'd like to make. Their definition of students at risk, the characteristics of students at risk, and the causes for these conditions. Also, I would like to mention some solutions. There's modification we can do, and there's accommodation. The definition is student at risk are those who are up for school failure, okay, that possibly would not make it through school without intervention. The term at risk came into being in the publication report of A Nation at Risk by the National Commission on Excellence Education. Slavin, Carwaite, and Madden defined students at risk for 4 areas that serve a qualification for at-risk status: remediation, retention, dropping out, and substandard basic skills. In IDEA 2004 Update Edition, Teaching Exceptional, Diverse, and At-Risk Students, it explains those 4 areas. First is remediation. It's for students who cannot demonstrate basic reading, writing, and math skills, so they need instruction, extra instruction or intervention. Retention is when they have to repeat a grade. Dropping out, well, of course, that's students who drop out and don't complete high school. And then substandard basic skills are students who cannot read, write, or compute at levels necessary to perform in the workplace. The characteristics of these students achieving in schools as they should, there's 3 warning signs. There's poor academic performance, counterproductive attitude and behavior. There's some students who have negative behavior and they're impulsive and it's just hard to teach and just hard to learn. And excessive absenteeism, students who miss more than the required time. The causes for risk conditions are family structure, negative peer pressure. Most students, especially in middle school, well, my friend failed. It's not cool to pass. It's cool to do bad grades, make bad grades. And social economics. And also birth defects with mental retardation and autism, like that. Statistics of dropout students we have here. The percentage is, in Georgia is 5.6. This was in the year 2004. And then you have the South, which is at approximately 5.4%, and Nation at 4.7% is the dropout rate. We have number of thousands. We're talking about 486,000 in Nation drop out in 2004, and approximately 189,000 in the South. And that doesn't sound too much, but look at this. If we figured a school our size in the nation, that's 1,000 schools our size of nothing but dropouts. And in the South, that's 470 schools our size of nothing but dropouts. Okay. And some things we can do. Students at risk can have their instruction adapted in the following ways: by accommodation, by modification. Accommodation, as defined by Price, Mayfield, McFadden, and Marsh from Special Education for an Inclusive Classroom, is a modification or adjustment that makes it possible for a student with disability to have an equal opportunity. It also includes the adjustment of the facilities, curriculum, instruction relating to the education of students. Modification is usually for more severe. They need to be pulled out, their curriculum needs to be changed or modified actually. And so they need more one-on-one time. Accommodations are usually for the less severe, just for students having a little bit of problems. They can include adapting the method of their delivery. You can deliver it in a different way, allowing more time to complete assignments, taking their tests, maybe verbally for a verbal learner, and stuff like that. Having a note taker or tape lectures for somebody maybe visually impaired or just dysgraphic that cannot write that well, and also in sitting in front of the room where they can see the board better and maybe less distractions. So the conclusion is, Bob is just an example of a lot of students who have learning differences and disabilities that can learn with a little different type of instructions. They are students at risk.